Okay, welcome back. Just wanted to show off a couple of things that come in the post. As you can see, Clash of the Titans there, and Ripley from Neca. I was going to say Kenner because it is basically a copy of the old figure. There's side by side for scale. As you can see, the old Kenner figure there. Found this in a charity shop a couple of years ago. No accessories with it, not that I could find anyway. And yeah, there's the Neca version of it. So I'll come back to that in a second. Also comes with a comic, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let's talk about X-Rental VHS. Remember seeing this in the cinema when it first came out. I'm guessing, I think, if I can remember right, it's 85. Let's have a look. On the tape it says, I'm sure, 81. So I was 8 years old when this came out. So I don't know if that was... yeah, I guess 81 was when it was released in the cinemas over here in the UK. Starring Harry Hamlin as Perseus, Judy Balker as Andromeda. Some nice side boob and butt shots. And Burgess Meredith as I can't remember his character's name, but yeah, he wasn't playing Mickey from Rocky anyway, and he was helping Perseus. So yeah, it's a good film. Watched it the other day with my kids and they drove me bloody crazy. These are the types of films that you need to put on early in the day. I remember watching these on TV back in the 80s, or yeah, late 80s, I guess, when it, by the time it got to TV, because 81, it took at least 2 or 3 years for it to come to terrestrial TV. And I remember this being on sort of a Sunday afternoon, and it just going on and on for hours and hours. 114 minutes. To a kid, that seems like a long time. And my kids, fair play to them, they did stick through most of it. They got to Medusa and got her head cut off and practically ended the film, but they were too tired and they had to... There you go. It's nice condition. The box is a bit dinged up, a bit brittle. You can see the plastic with the cardboard inside. Ribbed edge. So like you do get the puffy ones. This is the more solid one. They got more tenacity, but yeah, as plastic doesn't last forever. Got some cracks, but yeah, the quality of the tape itself, bloody good. Really enjoyable watching that. Took me back to my childhood, and the special effects still stand up today. My kids were impressed. They've seen things like Jason and the Argonauts and Sinbad, so they're quite familiar with this kind of what's it called? Is it Dinorama or something? I think it was the phrase was coined. Yeah, Dinorama process. Basically stop motion, and but superimposing like a scorpion on the screen with actors. It's a good process, and it, you know, even the flying sequences with the horse, Pegasus, it all bloody, you know, maybe on Blu-rays and 4Ks and even the DVD, you might see the flaws more, but on video where it's a bit more grainy, it's totally passable, totally enjoyable. You know, you get lost in it. So, not really having a dig at 4K or Blu-ray people, but they all seem to be obsessed with picture quality and watching somebody's video talking about grainy. You know, better off sticking with the Blu-ray because the 4K is too grainy. It's like, as things get better, are we missing the point? Are we focusing on the wrong things anyway? That's my opinion. Other people might disagree, and obviously spending hundreds and hundreds, thousands of their pounds, dollars in home movie theaters, and different editions of films. They're obviously going to disagree and say, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't got a 4K telly or a 3D telly or a OLED telly or whatever telly." I'm still with the CRT TV, and I'm quite happy with VCR. You know, not all VCR pictures are watchable, but I'd say 90% of the videos I've got, maybe higher than that, are very passable. And you know, that's my opinion. If you don't like it or disagree, that's fine. But I think it's a bit of a con, really. I think people are getting conned into repurchasing the same thing over and over again, repackaged, and especially with the Blu-ray and the 4K, it's just like a lot of people now are saying, "Nah, I think I'm good. I think I'll stick with the edition I've got." And I think maybe we will have a resurgence in cinemas because, you know, if people can turn their mobile phones off and drag themselves away from technology for 5 minutes and get immersed in a film, then that is the whole point of it, getting lost in it. But I suppose with the films that we're being offered today, I think screening old films like this, anything from the 80s, I think newer audiences will maybe appreciate them. Maybe they'll laugh at them. Maybe they'll say they're crap. Maybe they're happy with what's been offered today. But I think I won't knock everything that's been offered today. I watched them last night in Soho on Netflix the other night, and I enjoyed that. I thought it was really well done. I know it's been out a year, but it's new to me. And yeah, enjoyed that. And what they did with it. So I'm not totally knocking new stuff. I just think the old stuff needs to be appreciated. And yeah, I'd definitely go and see this in the cinema. I mean, the only film that I've seen, old film I've seen in the cinema, is First Blood. And it was on a small screen. It really didn't get the attention it deserved. It needed to be on a bigger screen, and yeah, I went when it was very quiet. There wasn't, I think there was about 4 people in the cinema, so it wasn't really it was good for, you know, watching it and being not distracted by people on their phones, but you don't get that collective experience where, you know, people gasp at the right points and cheer, or, you know, you can feel the tension anyway. With this sort of film, I think modern audiences would probably be laughing at it, at the crudity of the claymation, of the what do you call it, animatronics and stop motion and all that sort of stuff. Probably say it's not very good, but I'd have to disagree. I think it's all about getting lost in, you know, the fantasy, suspending disbelief, and, you know, totally getting sucked in. Medusa, the Gorgon, I don't care what anybody says, that's that horrendous, horrifying image of the snaked woman, and yeah, bloody the green eyes and the turn into stone. Horrific. Scared me as a kid, and you know, still gives me a little flashback to childhood. So I love it. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Just talk quickly about Ripley now. And yeah, I think it's a really good figure by Neca. And the reason I picked this up was not only for the fact that I've got this figure to compare it to. As you can see, it's got the bandolier. The only thing missing is the pouch here for, I assume, a pistol. It looks like something plugged into the back. I might be wrong. Maybe her smart gun, which, you know, obviously isn't accurate to aliens, but it's more accurate to, I'm guessing, the type of comic Dark Horse looking Ripley. And as you can see with the comic book we've got here, it's a mini shrunk down version of their part of a story anyway. As you can see there, Ripley with the power loader, the Hive, and the Queen. Frying the bugs. And I used to have a load of their Kenner aliens. I had a job lot one time and I sold them all. Should have kept them. They were colourful, but they weren't really my thing. There were some cool, interesting designs, snakes and flying aliens and all sorts. And I had pretty much about 10 or 12 of them. I had a good lot, and they're probably worth a fair bit now. That's a cool image there. You don't scare me. Thunk. Whoa, but if I don't stay on my toes, you just might kill me. But enough of this close encounter. Back to your babies, Queenie. Oh, he's a bit naff. But oh! Does it say there? Focus, come on, focus. Falling behind me, Marines. No matter how many of these bugs we face or how deadly they are, we can never give up. We keep fighting until this alien invasion is history. Oh. So yeah, I was thinking of maybe cutting this up and sticking it in this cube. I've got this photo cube here. The images are a little bit bigger than the cube. The cube. Won't be seeing any more series of that. Definitely not presented by Philip. Anyway, he's persona non grata. I'm not sure. I might do. I've had this for a good while. It's still sealed. Paid a quid for it in the charity shop. Might keep that as it is and stick some family pictures in it, but I'm just lazy. So yeah, back to Ripley. It comes with the smart gun, as you can see. That was more Drake and Vasquez's weapon in their aliens. It's done nice. Doesn't look as substantial as you'd think. Maybe it's a different version for the comic. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't got any other of the new Neca Marines. Kind of slept on those and the alien figures, and now they're all going for mega bucks. That's another reason why I bought this, because I picked this up for, I think it was 15 quid. 14 or 15, yeah, 15 plus postage, I think it was. So, as opposed to about 50 quid for a loose Ripley with the correct colours and weapons for, you know, the movie, I was thinking what I'd do is I've got some spare pulse rifles, maybe pick up a flamethrower somewhere. They do accessory packs on eBay and stuff. I might pick one of those up in the future and just repaint this one. The scarf comes off, as does the bandolier, and I can just repaint those parts. Just paint the t-shirt white, paint the pants a lighter blue, and then paint the Reeboks, which do look like they've got the detail on there. If I can get in there, show you. They're pretty well detailed. Just takes a steady hand. Let's see. To catch all the detail. And that's the one part that I'll probably struggle with. But yeah, you can see the detail on those boots are really well done. They look a bit funny in this yellow, but yeah, it is, you know, it is trying to recreate this lady. But yeah, Neca figures have got better. I mean, the only ones I've got recent ones are the Predator ones. I've got an Alien and Predator 2 to unbox. I've had them boxed up for a while. I was thinking maybe I'll sell them on. Do I really need more loose figures? And then I'll pick this one up. I think the head sculpt on this one's not too bad. I've seen worse, so I think this, out of all the Ripley head sculpts, is pretty decent. So I'm happy for getting this for the price I did. And I probably will repaint it at some point. And add some battle damage. And try and pick up the Alien accessory pack, which comes with a pulse rifle and a flamethrower and the turret guns, which I could maybe use in make another diorama, but money's a bit tight at the moment, so I'm just gonna be content with this and maybe say repaint this one and give her a flamethrower, pulse rifle from one of my old McFarlane figures, and display her with the McFarlane custom queen, which, if you go back to the very first video I posted on this channel 17 years ago, so yeah, I've still bloody got it. So I'll show that soon. Maybe make a custom diorama, repaint Ripley here, and see how it looks. Get some eggs going and the trapped colonist. I think that will look pretty damn sick. Just trying to think of how to, you know, display it. Maybe make a case for it or something like that, or maybe get a custom fish tank or something like that. I don't know, because spaces, I'm running out of space and display spaces, so I'll work something out. I'll have a think about it. But yeah, thanks for listening to me waffle. If you want me to do any more waffling, I can do. I had to wait 2 weeks for this figure because of post office and Royal Mail, and that's another issue, and that's another talking point. I can go on for probably a good hour discussing things wrong with this country and governments and COVID and all the rest of it, but I don't think people really want to hear that. If you do, let me know. Maybe I'll do a second channel. I've got a second channel somewhere. Maybe I'll revive that and devote that to more ranting on political issues. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll be back soon with, what else have I got to show? Probably more videos and stuff. Yeah. All right. Take it easy. Bye bye.